never would have thought my peaceful life in Nazareth would come to this. God, are you still there?
I have always dreamed of visiting Israel, of walking where Jesus walked and seeing where some of the greatest miracles of all time took place. Yes, it is different now. The cars and skyscrapers that dot the Tel Aviv sky remind me we are not in Bible times anymore. But when I step into the old city of Jerusalem or climb the Mount of Olives, I am transported back in time, and the stories of a Messiah and miracles come alive. Israel is a country of diverse cultures. Even in the relatively small area of the old city Jerusalem, 4 distinct sections appear: the Muslim quarter, the Jewish quarter, the Armenian quarter, and the Christian quarter. Each group leads lives full of tradition. They religiously preserve their rich cultural heritage and seldom mingle with those of another quarter. Despite past and present conflicts, for the most part, peace currently reigns. During my time here, I have been privileged to see the Bible in living color. Standing on Mount Carmel, I envisioned the prophet Elijah and how God demonstrated his almighty power to the unbelieving Israel. I have walked the Via Dolorosa with a heavy heart for what my Lord carried for me that day. Stepping into the garden tomb, I thought about Mary and how she felt when she found it empty, and then the joy of a risen Savior we still celebrate today. But my time here will be remembered not only by what I have seen, but also heard. Come with me to Nazareth, the little city in the northern part of Israel where Jesus grew up. Here I met a man named Wissam, whose life of extraordinary miracles has indelibly shaped my own.
When I tell people where I'm from, they always laugh and say, "Can anything good come from Nazareth?" My country is occupied primarily by Muslims, and I was born into one of the largest Muslim family tribes in Nazareth.
Wissam's father was head of the tribe, and his uncle, the imam. At age 5, Wissam was chosen to be the next leader, and from that time on, he was sent to special Islamic schools and trained for this sole purpose. Wissam learned the Quran by heart, studied Sharia law, martial arts, and was taught to be fearless and feelingless. But the harder Wissam studied, the more empty he felt. He always thought if he memorized more of the Quran, if he prayed more or became rich, it would fill the emptiness he felt. But it never did. At age 17 and a half, Wissam decided to leave home.
My decision was the ultimate shame to my family, and they called a council to discuss the matter. I sat on the ground in front of my father and uncle and expressed my desire to leave. Everyone started shouting and threatened to disown me and take away all my possessions.
Despite threats from his angry family, Wissam packed his bag and left. He traveled from north to south looking for what to do next. One day, Wissam met the owner of a hotel, and after talking, the man offered him a job working in the kitchen. Wissam was so excited. This was his first real job.
The hotel chef was a kind and honest man. He taught me many things. Every day was a new experience as I learned how to be humble, ask for help, and many other life lessons that I had never learned before. Soon I had mastered cooking and enjoyed working alongside the head chef.
One day, a stranger came to the hotel. Wisam went out to meet him and learned that he was in the Russian mafia. The man heard of Wisam's skills in martial arts and had come to ask him to be his bodyguard. Wisam refused, and immediately the man became very angry and threatened to kill him.
I was in constant dangers and fearing for my life. Then one evening, I saw several men at a distance point their guns at me. Bullets flew through the air. 3 bullets hit me, and I fell unconscious.
Wisam regained consciousness sometime later and found himself in an unfamiliar hotel room. Upon inquiring, Wisam was told that a doctor had seen him lying on the street, and after bandaging his wounds, had brought him here. The doctor had paid for 6 months of medical treatments and then left anonymously. Wisam's heart was full of gratitude for this doctor's kindness, but as he began healing from his wounds, discouragement set in. What should he do now? He could not go home for fear of death, and for the same reason he could not go out on the streets either. As Wisam pondered the situation, his thoughts surprisingly went to his sister in Austria. He had not seen her in years, and had no way of contacting her. But for some reason, Wisam felt that she could help.
I knew my mother's heart would be the softest toward me, so I called home. She answered and immediately said, "Son, your sister is searching for you. Here is her number, please call her."
Astonished by his mother's words, he immediately called his sister. She answered and said, "Do you want to come to Austria?" For the second time, he was taken aback, but answered yes. His sister suggested that he attend a special language school in Vienna and gave him directions on how to get there. Wisam was soon on his way, and upon landing in Austria, was amazed by all the big buildings and people everywhere. His sister had instructed him to take a train and get off at a certain station.
When I arrived at the appointed train station, I found it in the middle of nowhere, with one lone man standing on the platform. "Wisam," he called with excitement and gave me a big hug. This was the first hug I have ever received.